Hello, everyone, and what is up? I know you're finishing up this last chapter 23 of The Mandalorian Season 3, which was screened at Star Wars Celebration 2023 Europe, which took place in London, which I actually did not see. There's a lot of hype behind this episode, and I think I was a little overhyped. I thought we are going to get a little bit more than what we got. But if you're out there in the comments watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, drop a comment and let us know what you thought and any kind of questions, ideas, theories, anything you got. Let us know. I'm waiting on Craig here to join. I know he's got a lot of thoughts. So I knew of the whole aspect already of Grogu being inside of an IG unit. That dropped years ago. That was a leak that happened a long time ago. Yeah, in case you're not aware, spoilers for chapter 23. So, yeah, the Praetorian Guard, Moff Gideon's helmet. I guess it lends itself that maybe Moff Gideon possibly is Mandalorian, but cool looking suit. Um, the fact that there was Mandalorians on Mandalore, that was kind of interesting. I think beforehand they made it seem like the planet was just not inhabited by anyone. That was interesting. The ship that they created, kind of a sailboat type of ship that goes across glass. That was kind of interesting. The creature that popped out, I bet everyone was thinking, maybe this is where we get the mythosaur drop. I'm guessing it's the last episode. We might get the mythosaur. Like I said, if you're watching us now, drop a comment, say what you thought. Any idea where this is going? Do you think Moff Gideon is trying to take over Mandalore? Is he a Mandalorian? What is up, Darth Dangs? You say you liked it. Yeah, I think that the episode was a little overhyped, though. I was expecting a whole lot more. Um, I like the way that Moff Gideon talked about using the different races, the Mandalorians, and he mentioned two other races: the Jedi, I believe, and another. If you could help me out in chat, I'm having trouble. I'm still recovering from London here, but yeah, I thought it was really interesting, and we're waiting on Craig here to join. Let me see. So Darth Thing says, when it ended, I expected another 10 minutes with more Gideon and Mando or something. Yeah, I was thinking that Mando, Din Djarin was going to get an arm ripped off. I thought that's what we were going to see. And the fact that Bo-Katan, I think everyone was in shock and that they had essentially and were kind of ambushed. Um, you think maybe Bo-Katan could have used the Darksaber to save Din Djarin? That was kind of an interesting choice on her part. But Craig, what'd you think of the episode?
Well, I definitely thought it was the best one of the season. Are we gonna talk? I guess we're gonna talk spoilers.
Yeah, talk spoilers.
So, it was nice to see Moff Gideon back. Um, it was interesting. I'm a little surprised. The only thing that was a little surprising is how the Mandalorians didn't have any idea that there was that there were any Imperials there when they see ships coming and going off the planet.
You would figure. I was surprised with those Mandalorians that were living already on Mandalore. That was a little bit of a shock. I thought the planet was completely deserted. Um, kind of weird.
Yeah, I was a little surprised too. Was that a mythosaur or no?
No, that was some type of other creature.
Okay.
It's like some type of like hybrid.
I didn't think it was, but I was like, oh, maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't have the horns. It had that club tail. I don't think a mythosaur has that. Um, yeah,
Obviously, it was weird seeing like stormtroopers that were in Beskar.
yeah, and yeah. Darth Thing says, and getting got the dark saber on a technicality too. Why no fighting? Um, I guess technically, when Moff Gideon got the dark saber from Bo-Katan, she was defeated. I guess that's the technicality. But I don't think we've established that Moff Gideon is a Mandalorian. Um, so I don't think he really has honor for that. But yeah, pretty cool helmet. He's got like a Mandalorian type of helmet with the horns that we've seen before in Clone Wars. Um, Maka wants to know: are we getting the Mythosaur to take down the base? Possibly. Um, Grogu now having a mech suit in IG-12. I think that's interesting.
I was
We're
laughing so hard. That was so funny when he kept hitting the button. No, that was like, boy, if you're a parent, you know that was accurate.
That's funny. Yeah, yeah. And to see the little Anzelin like waddle away. Bad
We, we,
baby, no squeezy.
we had the rumor was that he was going to be in a suit like that. We've heard it.
Feels like years ago now.
Yeah, it was like from making Star Wars. So I was kind of expecting it all
Yeah.
season. So I thought it was going to happen early on, like episode 2 or 3 or something.
As Sunflower saying Din is going to be mind flayed and he'll forget about all about Grogu. That would be something if that happened.
That's interesting.
Yeah, rest in peace for Roll and Ignite the Blue for Paz Vizsla. So I guess we'll never see Paz Vizsla's face. We'll never have to see their decision if they're going to show Favreau or show maybe Tate Fletcher, which the debate now is Tate Fletcher is doing the voice of Paz Vizsla, but it still sounds like Favreau.
Yeah, it's
Do
weird.
do
I
their
don't.
voices
I wonder why
sound
they
alike?
switched it.
Well, I I think the popular belief was the fact that Favreau wanted to kind of ease his way out of that, so that if there was any type of story conflict, the voice would match up with the person that's speaking on screen, and they could easily just dub it.
That doesn't make a lot of sense though. If he already knew what he wrote, he wrote it. He knew it was going to happen.
Well, maybe he already knew that this was going to happen, that Paz was going to die, so he had like kind of an out from that. Dartang says, "Do you think John is slowly bowing out of the series?" John Favreau? Is that the John you're talking about? Um, it's his series, and
I
he's
don't
talked
think.
about it. You don't think he's talking about John Favreau?
No, I don't think he's bowing out of the series.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's his series,
Yeah,
um, and he's already mentioned in the media that it's going to go on pretty much as long as it can go on. They don't see an end in sight. Um, Maka says, "Hey, Paz did this thing. Bro Squad wipe the troopers." Hmm.
the only thing I didn't like is it just feels like Din is just a little bit too much of in a back seat.
And Miss Sunflower says Favreau stretched thin enough with all the shows. Um, Favreau's what only working on Mandalorian, Skeleton Crew, and Ahsoka. So that's 3 shows. Yeah, that can stretch you out quite a bit. Um,
But I think this is his main one.
yeah, it's his main one, and of course he's helping Filoni with Ahsoka. But I think Filoni is more over that. I think Favreau's just kind of just an assistant, so to speak, because Filoni doesn't have film experience and a lot of TV show experience. Darkwater thinks it was an amazing episode. Maka says, I think maybe 2 more seasons. That sounds about right. But like Favreau has said, the Mandalorian show can keep on going, and of course, Grogu's age lends itself to that. As Sunflower says, same. Hopefully, there will be more Din in season 4.
I hope so too. And I love Bo Katan. I mean, I think she's great, but this isn't her show.
I think it's Grogu's show, really. I think that's the actual Mandalorian that they're referencing.
But Grogu has really not done much this season.
Right.
I think he was more active in the second season.
Right.
But I heard some speculation that Grogu was really meant to be training with Luke, and then Disney kind of pushed them to like, no, we want Grogu on the episodes.
Yeah, that's what I heard recently. That Kathleen Kennedy was just like, "We need Grogu back, no matter what." And Favreau's like, don't, basically, don't tell me what to write." But I think they came to a compromise, and now we have Grogu back. But it seems like it's like you have to have Grogu in the show somehow, some way. And Favreau has said as much in interviews that he thought they had to come back together again because that's really the story they're trying to accomplish here with the two main characters. Maka thinks the building to the finale will be awesome. I think so too. And this episode was a whole lot more cinematic than anything else we've seen.
Yeah, it
Dark
was
Water
good.
says the
It was
Imperial Super
good.
Commandos. That was awesome. Your thoughts? Yeah, they were pretty cool. So I got to see the 6 minutes of footage at Celebration in London, and we got to see that opening shot of those troopers. We were wondering, okay, are those people in those suits? Are those like the Dark Troopers? But it looks like there were actual people in those new Beskar trooper suits. It was a cool design, I thought. Kind of harkens back to that original Boba Fett all white suit design. Maka says Grogu will live long enough to rebuild Mandalore. Yeah, I mean, they got to keep him alive, though. He has no kind of front protection. He's just in the chest there. Miss Sunflower says, where did the
Justice.
armor go?
She went back to that ship to bring those injured people. Uh, but obviously now they're going to be under attack in the next episode.
Right. Yep.
I don't know. It should be interesting.
Miss Sunflower says, excited to see a rebuilt Mandalorian season 4. Darkwater says also the name drop of Thrawn and the fun setup of the First Order with Hux and Pelion. I don't know if I'm spelling the name right. Also, I'm surprised Pelion survived.
So that's supposed to be Hux's dad, correct?
Yes, Brindle Hux is.
But it's really probably his brother or something, the actor.
Possibly.
Because I saw the last name. What's Hux's last name?
Hux is Hux's last name.
No. The actor.
Um. Let me see.
Anybody know what Hux's last name is? The actor. I'm pretty sure that it had the same last name.
Donald Gleason. Yeah, he's Brendan Gleason's son. But the title was Spies as in plural, right? Is there a mole in the Mandalorians? That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. So all the titles for the shows this season have had dual meanings. Could apply to this character or that character. Yeah, that is kind of interesting.
Who could possibly be the spy though? It would seem like it would have to be like a background character.
Maybe those Mandos in that glass sailor. I don't know. Miss Sunflower says Grogu is about to be the most OP bounty hunter, a Force-using Mandalorian with former Jedi training and an IG mech suit too. He's going to take over the galaxy. I'm surprised that Din Djarin
No.
was so like eager to have him join the party. That was a little kind of strange. I guess he feels like he's strong enough to survive on his own. Maybe the armor is the mole. She's the only one with horns. Yeah. That's a good theory, Miss Sunflower. The armor could be working with Moff Gideon the whole time.
That would be wild.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't make a lot of sense because she could have squashed and had them wiped out early on. You know what? Even season one with Moff Gideon.
That would make us that would make more sense because it just she feels a little odd sometimes, a little out of place. Um and she left the planet so they could be wiped out. You could look at it that way too. Mm.
I don't know.
Darkwater says this is the same Pelion from Rebels, right? Yep. The one in the final episode when you hear him talking before his supposed demise. Yeah.
Who was Pelion?
He was a character in Rebels.
Yeah, but who was he in this episode? One of the Imperials?
He was one of the holograms. He was the older guy with the white hair and going back and forth.
I haven't seen Rebels in a while.
Yeah. There was one Mando that was new that got a few lines and shots. Maybe him. Can't
I
think
think
of
there
him
was a
though.
couple of Mandos that had some new lines. It would make the most sense if it was the armorer.
Yeah. And Mac agrees with me. She did rather leave conveniently there.
I guess either that or she's gonna come back and help the fleet in the net in the finale or whatever.
Yeah, that title's the spies. I mean, you have Elia Kane, who's a spy, and who's the other spy? Interesting. They just left it wide open. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't think there are any other spies that I could think of.
Yeah, me neither. Weird. I'm pretty sure someone has a pretty good theory though. Miss Sunflower had a good theory with armor, but
It
yikes.
would make the most sense.
Next episode, we see an unhelmeted armorer. We get to finally see Emily Swallow. Same here, Mecca. I'm going to think about this all day at work. Lots of laughs. Um, Luckily, I don't have to go to work, so I might dream about it. I'm sleeping in for sure. So, yeah.
I don't know. Solid episode. Uh, Honestly, I've been a little bit frustrated and disappointed with the season overall. I like season two better. I think I like season one better also.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm not. It's not terrible by any means. It's just. I guess the story's been a little bit more frustrating. Like last year was just, or last season was just incredible.
Yeah.
I love just about every episode. Whereas this season, I'm like, nah, it's pretty good, but it was good. It was bad, but nothing blew me away.
Yeah.
And now it's like Praetorian Guards. I don't want anything touching Last Jedi.
Too late.
You know,
Praetorian guards are pretty cool though, but
I'd rather they have been Royal Guards.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, I know what you're saying. Miss
it's like
Sunflower
it feels
says,
like it's getting way too close to like episode 7 or episode 8 right now, and me no likey.
well, they said it all along before the show even started, before the series started, that they're going to end up moving into what happens with the First Order, the beginnings of it. Miss Sunflower says an armor was Rook cast all along. Yeah, that's another popular theory. Her true identity. Maka says, "Can we fast forward to next week, please? I wish we could. Can't." Darkwater says, "Paleon worked with Thrawn. You hear Thrawn mention his name several times in Rebels, and I thought he died in to the Purgle. If that's him, that's a cool callback to Rebels. It would be boring if he was.
It would be boring if he was what?
Just a family member."
Oh,
The Sunflower says, "By the way, was that a mythosaur? No, I don't think it was. It didn't have the face, the long teeth, and the horns. So,
at first I thought it was going to be too.
yeah, I thought that was going to be like their kind of like Deus Ex Machina type thing where they jump on that thing and ride it through ships, and it has like impervious skin to blaster fire and tie bombs and that type of thing. Maka says that so the Beskar fragments of the ship were his troopers. How does New Republic tie into this? Luke to the rescue?
It would be nice. I don't think it's happening. I mean, what if Luke showed up again in the second season, a third season finale? I mean, I'd be crying again.
It's
But
not Luke to the rescue. It's Han and Chewie to the rescue.
what if it was all three?
Oh God, dude, that would melt the internet. It would just that would be good, dude. Man, damn it, Craig. That's what I want now, and we're probably not gonna get it.
anything other than that is
In
good.
the Falcon, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna
What if
see.
Luke comes back in again to take on the new Dark Troopers with the Beskar and takes them on? Uh
And Boba Fett helps him.
oh, oh, Craig, why do you got to speak?
The disappoint next week we're all gonna be disappointed because Luke, Han, Chewie, and Boba Fett didn't show up to save them.
Oh man, that'd be so great. Yeah, myself, I don't think Luke will. We don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Oh
I
man,
really thought he would some point this season, but I'm not surprised Luke isn't here. I'm more surprised we haven't seen Boba.
maybe he shows up in the Slave One to save the day with shoot Han, Luke, Chewie, Lando, 3PO, R2, Ninum,
Anakin and Obi-Wan young.
the ghosts. Oh man, Yoda's ghost.
I
But
think it'll be big. I think whatever we see will
yeah,
be great.
yeah. I think it's gonna be. I hate to say climactic event, but it's gonna be a big one. I think. Miss Sunflower says Luke with Boba Fett and maybe Han too. Yes, gosh, man, if this doesn't happen now, it's just gonna be a disappointment. Maka says we need Bo-Katan hallway scene. Yes, that would be cool. So don't you think that Bo-Katan could have used the dark saber to rescue Paz to make him a way in, and then cut another hole? I don't know. Or actually, the door was up, but she could have actually saved Din, cut a hole to get to Din, or at least that would kind of give them the advantage. They could just stick their blasters in and kind of fire, but Din was kind of in the way. I don't know. It's kind of a tough one.
I've been frustrated that we didn't see Boba this season, and we didn't even hear them say a season 2 of Book of Boba Fett. So it's like, why? Where? Just nowhere out of nowhere. He's
That's a good
gone.
point. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. Darkwater says, I feel like the Ahsoka series is going to have Hux and Pelion as returning characters with Thrawn. As is it weird that the one meeting has my most attention?
What if Ahsoka, Luke, Han, Chewie, and Boba Fett show up for the next season, next episode?
Gosh, man, now I want that, man. Uh, but some source says Boba has joined the Polynesian spa. Yeah, have you seen that video, Craig?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
that's pretty
have.
cool.
Why not let him?
Yeah, Darkwater says I meant to say at Thrawn's side. Um, yeah, I think that'd be cool. I mean, that's pretty good synergy. I think Brindle Hux was in the books and Aftermath, I believe, and of course that's General Armitage Hux's dad. Maka says she would have needed a huge hole for Pez to get through.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was thinking, oh, he's not gonna be able to get through that.
Man, they stabbed him straight through the Beskar too. They didn't even go for like in between the plating; they just went straight through.
Yeah,
Those Praetorian guards actually look pretty cool. I didn't mind them too much.
they look different than the episode 8 ones, right?
Yeah, the episode 8 ones look kind of like cookie cutter in a way. They didn't look as fierce, and these new Praetorian guards looked a little meaner. Wonder if they're the same ones that end up with Snoke. Don't know.
Probably not. They're probably gonna get killed next week.
Yeah. So you're saying
But we'll
Han,
see.
Chewie, Lando, Princess Leia,
Ahsoka, Luke.
That's all. Oh my gosh. What if we do get a huge battle at the end and that's what happens?
As much as I would love to see Luke come back, they'd have to really make it make sense. Like you don't want to just have him coming back at season finales
Yeah.
all the time.
Mm.
I mean, you do, but
I kind of feel if anyone's going to show up it's going to be Boba Fett. Yeah, huge dogfight
they're
for
not
Mando
really
would be
hinting at
awesome.
anything.
Yeah.
They're not really hinting at anybody that it could be.
The Empire magazine cover with Boba Fett's helmet with the dented helmet there was the only hint that we had for Boba Fett to appear. And Tamira Morrison has not been in the limelight at all. He hasn't done interviews, nothing. Kind of surprised he wasn't at Celebration, but then again, maybe Lucasfilm was like, "No, stay away. You're a spoiler. You're a walking spoiler. Don't do it." So
Interesting.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Darkwater says, "I am glad to see that they are trying to undo the failure of the movies and started by making the Praetorian Guards actually competent and intimidating." Hmm.
I think it's most likely if somebody was coming to the rescue, I think it would most
Yeah.
likely be Boba Fett.
Yeah. But Mando's captured. How do they get message to Boba? Nobody else knows him. Bo-Katan knows him. Sunflower says, but who will get Boba though? Din is captured. Will Grogu ask Boba for help? I don't know. Maybe there's like a call home button to Boba's Slave One on IG-11.
You know, with season 2, it felt like they were leading up to Luke. It was like, is it going to be Luke? It's got to be Luke. It should be Luke. It felt like it,
Yeah,
and then it was Luke. It was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But this
yeah,
one, it doesn't feel like there's anybody, any hints of anybody that
yeah.
it could be. They've
It's gonna be
barely
Mace
mentioned.
Windu.
They've barely mentioned Boba this season, or maybe one time this season.
Yeah, Pelimato was like, "Who are you going after? Boba Fett?" It's like, why would he go after Boba Fett? I don't know.
Is that what she said,
Something
or
like that.
I,
Like, who are you bounty hunting now? Boba Fett?
no? I thought she was asking, "Are you here to help Boba Fett or something?"
Help Boba Fett. Okay,
I
I
don't
could be
remember.
wrong.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it
But
has been a while.
I
Yeah, I think
wasn't crazy. I wasn't crazy about the design of the stormtroopers. The hell, I don't know.
there's
What do you
only
guys?
so many more ways you can go. I think they've pretty much done it all. So it's kind of one of those things. It looks a little bit too sleek for that time period, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I wasn't too crazy about it, but
Yeah. Miss Sunflower says maybe Din will not get rescued. Darkwater says also the Mando fleet should be on combat readiness due to one Mando falling back for reinforcement, so the next episode could start with the fleet holding off the attack. Yeah. He's got
it
interceptors,
would be a
bombers.
cliffhanger if they have it that Mando is not rescued in the next episode.
Definitely.
Would they
Mm,
do that? Because then we'll have to wait 2 years before we find out.
yeah. Yeah, it'll be a long wait. That wouldn't make
Right?
the fans happy. Yeah.
Have they started filming the next season?
I think a couple months ago, Favreau said 4 was basically done. Um,
Really?
and I'm not, yeah. I think he finished writing 4 while finishing up this season. And the report was it's pretty much done. So now they actually have to shoot it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you meant they wrote it. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
let's. When do you think they'll shoot? Is the summertime?
Sometime it's got to be sometime this year. I mean,
So whenever they start shooting, we're probably looking for like another like a solid year,
yeah.
right?
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
maybe we're like, gosh, it's awful to think like not this coming Christmas, the following Christmas. Oh, that would be terrible.
So we'll get a Star Wars movie and The Mandalorian season 4.
Is it really going to take another 2 years before we're seeing this again? We have one episode left.
Yeah, that's the way Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon's doing it. They're making you wait years for the next season, which is unfortunate. They should just be cranking these things out. It should just be going instead of all this waiting.
I don't understand why it takes so long to do an episode if each director is doing their own episode. You know what I mean? It's not like one
Yeah.
director's doing them all. It's like,
Well, it's all the post work. That's the thing that takes a long time. And if you're keeping up with that job field, they're few and far between. They're overworked. Um, I think there's some type of strike that's about to happen.
I think that's the writer's strike, though.
But there's also a huge like kind of fight between CGI people and studios as well. So I mean there's multiple like things going on as far as striking and workers being dissatisfied with compensation and that type of thing. Miss
All
Sunflower
right.
says,
So,
yeah.
what would be your prediction on when you think we'll see Mandalorian next season yet?
Kind of feels like you're right on Christmas 2025. Or maybe sometime earlier in 2025. But yeah, it's gonna take, or maybe at the end of 2024. Maybe we go back to that schedule.
I don't know, man.
Darkwater says, I also bet we are getting the visible to public Thrawn face reveal. That would be nice. Yeah, all of our thoughts and theories, I think, in general, was that we're going to see Thrawn at the end of this season, the face reveal. And if you've gone on the internet, you've seen it there too. But I'm excited for the theories to come. Maka says, I like hours of Big Three plus Lando and Force Ghost and Anakin Kenobi and Yoda. Yeah,
Why not? We didn't throw Yoda in the mix. Might as well.
yeah. Darkwater in the final episode. Yeah. The Sunflower says they also did not give Dave's movie a date of release that could be in 2030 for all we know. Kathleen Kennedy has said 7 years from until Dave Filoni's movie in an interview, I think, with comicbook.com, which we were kind of discussing in the pre-show. Does she mean that it's going to be including the years that he's been working on Mando already? Or what's the deal with that? So a 2027 release? Maka says they said 6 to 7 years for Filoni. That's pretty much what we're hearing, um, which is weird, but okay. Yeah.
Well, got one more episode.
One more episode, directed also again by Rick Famuyiwa, and hopefully it's a long one. This one was 50 minutes, I think, right?
Yeah, it's a good length.
It didn't feel that long, right?
It felt solid to me.
Yeah. So yeah.
What do
Praetorian
you guys
Guard.
think? Let's hear predictions. Will Din Djarin get rescued or no? What do you guys think? I want to hear in the comments. Rescued or no? Make a vote.
I'm thinking he's not going to be rescued now. I think it is going to end on some type of weird cliffhanger. I think they definitely want Giancarlo Esposito to keep on doing the show. So Maka says, so we can find, so we can kind of speculate. A couple seasons of Mando, maybe 2 Ahsoka seasons, and whatever comes of Skeleton Crew. Sunflower says, one more episode than Jedi Survivor next week. So the video game, are you going to be playing that video game, Craig?
Probably not. I started playing the first one. I got a little bored actually.
Maka says, I say he's not rescued. I agree with Maka. Dark Water. How many episodes do we have left? We have one left. Dark Water. Miss Sunflower says, I kind of don't want Din to be rescued. I'm in the same boat as you, Miss Sunflower. I think it's more intriguing if he's not rescued, and we kind of end on a
Kind of
quasi
like
cliffhanger.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, what if they
They
put
have
him in carbonite?
that's on brand, I think, for this show. Miss Sunflower says we need a reason to watch season 4, and Din not getting rescued will be a reason to watch season 4. Yeah, it's a good plot device to make people that have maybe been on the fence. Last episode didn't help a lot, but this episode was one of the better ones. Micah says throw his in the carbonite. Yeah, that'd be wild.
That would be wild.
Micah says I'm with it, Craig. Miss Sunflower says Din will be mind flayed. Miss Sunflower's obsessed with the mind flaying. It would make sense if they do a callback to that because we saw it early on in the season with Dr. Pershing.
Yep, I wouldn't be surprised. I think she could be onto something too. Captured and mind flayed, and he's like, that's how it ends.
Yeah, and if he forgot about Grogu, if they erased his mind and he doesn't know anything of him, that would be super sad. Maka says she's Imperial, clearly Lampoon. Um, Darkwater, I think most of the Imperial Super Commando garrison on Mandalore is now killed in action. I think Maka meant LMAO. A Sunflower says, uh, lightning, lightning, mind blown, lightning, lightning. So essentially, that's the mind flay emoji sequence. Um, I could see that, but man, I want OT characters to save the day now, just like in season 2. Maka says, and Grogu restores his memory with the Force. Wow, that'd be something.
Like Luke did to him.
That would all kind of tie together. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I think that's a good guess, Maka.
I think we're gonna see Grogu do something with the Force this next episode. I think it's time for him, even though he's at the tender age of 52 or whatever. But I think Grogu's gonna step up in a big way this next episode.
Well, he's got to help Dad.
Yeah, give IG-12 dual blasters with Grogu controlling. Hmm, interesting.
Well, we'll
They need
see.
to give him more buttons with more words instead of just yes and no.
I'm sure they will. But for today, it was perfect.
Yeah.
I laughed
Ma-
so hard at that scene.
Maka says Grogu will step up big next season. I hope. I think we could use a time jump. Time jump would be kind of cool. I kind of want to see Grogu bigger, almost to where you could stick a person in the suit in a way, but not as big as Yoda. I would think from Empire. So
No, he's a little too.
maybe a little bit of growth. I know the puppet's super expensive. Darkwater says it was cool to see Super Commandos, but I think they wrote them out with Paz killing them all. I can understand it because how often they were used in one of the Rebel seasons. I think few remain. Hmm.
Hmm. All right, so solid episode. I'm excited for the finale. Luke, Han, Ahsoka, Chewie, the droids, young Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Plo
They all
Koon,
come to rescue
Theo
Yoda.
Bibble,
Yoda.
Kai Eddie Mundi, Sais 10,
It's gonna be the
Master
shock of
Sifo
both
Dyas,
docks. It's gonna be
Barris
great.
Offee. That'd be kind of cool to see like a cavalry scene, kind of save the day and help Mandalore. I don't know. Maka wants to know what our rating is out of 5.
I'd say 4.5.
That's fine. I'll go with 4.3.
4.3.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
was
know you could
cool.
do that. If that's the case, I'm doing 4.25.
I'll go 4.3678.
Too late
I
for
just
that.
I just blew Craig's mind there.
I'd say solid 8.5 out of 10.
Out of 10.
Let me watch it again. Maybe I might go. I'd say right around an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. I give it a solid 85 out of 100.
Or you could just say 88.5 out of 10. It's, oh my god, it's 4:30 in the morning. All right, I'm gonna go. I gotta get some sleep.
All right, Craig. Catch you next Wednesday morning.
All
Be
right,
the
brother.
last one. All right.
Bye.
This is the way.
This is the way.
All right, guys, that's it. That is the penultimate episode. Maka says, so did the captain from last episode say they would help fund Mandalore? Don't know. Darkwater says, thoughts quick. I think it's going to be a big finale. I think we're going to get something really big. What it is maybe the Mythosaur going to save the day, come out of the ground, maybe with a pack of Mythosaurs. Are we going to see a big type of Luke ending, a big reveal? Um, Maga says Jack Black. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what? That might be something. Plaisir 19 or whatever. Their forces show up and help out. Maka says Bombardier. Um, yeah, I didn't even think of that. Man, can you imagine that? Jack Black and Lizzo saved the day. Wow. Rather prefer Luke Han Leia and the Falcon, but I don't know. We'll definitely see what they have up their sleeves. Darkwater says my last question theory didn't pop up. Oh, I guess just retype it, copy and paste. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. I'm still trying to recover from celebration. It was wild. It was crazy. Um, I loaded up some pictures earlier that I wasn't able to share with you guys, but had a lot of fun at celebration. I'll give you a little bit of a sneak preview. I know a lot of you are on our Facebook group, but took a lot of pictures, got a lot of autographs, hung out with Ahsoka in line, saw tired Bo Katan, saw Captain Rex. I saw some 50 style. I met with this guy. I don't know if anyone knows who this guy is. He also has a podcast. I think it's called Jawa's Jabbering. I met up with the Fuzz there. Mike says, "Get some sleep, man. I'm ready for the breakdown." Yeah, yeah. There's gonna be a pretty big breakdown. It's gonna be interesting. Um, some guy had a really nice Dio out there rolling around. Here's the Tauntaun from the celebration stage. Um, Couple of decent looking cosplayers there. And this is the cosplay I see every celebration. Someone always does this, which is awesome. I love that character. Droids. This is one of the days where we're in line. Man, it feels like a dream, guys. It feels like a total dream. Here's outside of our hotel. All the architecture was pretty cool. If you look at this, look at the building. It's like not straight up and down. One of those buildings isn't. I thought that was cool. Um, I met with some apes. And that Ahsoka poster got dropped, which is cool. Then the mirror, not the mirror, the mural, it's getting late, um, was there that Sabine stands up and looks at, which is really awesome. Pales into comparison what they brought to Anaheim last year. Micah says, I'm definitely going. Are you going to Japan 2025? That would be cool. Micah also says, I think Japan's cosplays will be amazing. That's what I've also heard too, that they're going to really have a game that is unrivaled, possibly. Facebook user says, nice. Facebook user, who I don't know who it is, says, I'm going to. Who's the Facebook user? Reveal yourself. Darkwater says again, what the? Why is it not popping up? Oh, it's Colin. Hey, what's up, Colin? Did you just get home? You still in London? What's going on, Colin? Anyways, I think I'm gonna end it for tonight and get back with you guys. Here's Colin. Super happy. Yeah, like I said, yeah, we'll reconvene next Wednesday morning, and we'll have the final episode of season 4. Man, time's going by so fast. Darkwater is theorizing that Inquisitors bears Alfie. Okay. Ah, the one in the Ahsoka trailer. That would make sense. No. I don't have the YouTube portion open. But yeah, I'm sorry about that if I didn't get to your comment, but I can only see what's going through StreamYard here. And I'm about to end the stream. It's late. Hopefully I get a full night's sleep finally, and I'll be sleeping in. But I'm pretty sure Colin and I will do a breakdown along with some other folks for this episode, and it should be a fun one. Really packed. Huh. YouTube is striking down Darkwater. I wonder why. All right, Maka. Catch you later, man. We will see you in a few hours. May the force be with everyone. This is the way.